What is up, legends? We are back in HypeWatch with some big news, some site news on something that had happened earlier in the year that has a resolution now, and an interesting change to the channel. So stay tuned at the end for that. It's actually a big change, but not really. And you'll see what I'm talking about. So let's get into it. Those of you who are new to HypeWatch, what we do in HypeWatch is we talk about PC games and mobile games, and I try to give you the hype for the week and do my best of my ability to give you good stuff to actually play, even like on Sunday and stuff. So the very first one, this could even be hype, and that's the reason why I'm starting off with this. You're looking at it, the amazingness of this right now. This is Phantom Galaxies. And the reason why this is on the HypeWatch starting off right now is because this is basically, if you remember Robotech and Macross and those types of games, this is literally what this is. I can't wait to get into this game. I just can't. It's so amazing that somebody finally made a game like this properly. Because we've had all the, even Armored Core that just recently came out. Armored Core really isn't technically like this right here, where you go from the transitioning from the fighter jet into the mech and then come down on planets and stuff like this. You actually do this stuff in the game. By the way, it's really amazing. And you get 4 different mechs that you can go through, that you can do things, and look at this. And you get the parts and everything else like that. Bruh, can you? I'm like, why it takes so long for somebody to actually do it like this? Armored Core is supposed to be like this, but it never actually does it. If we're being real, you never actually do this stuff that they're doing in this game right now. So I'm through the roof, over this game. This really should be the hype of the week. But there's something that's actually just bigger hype than this, and we're gonna talk about that. So next up is Tyrants Blessing. Now, those of you who are the strategy, tactical type of, we have plenty of people like that in the community, and plenty of people who like this type of stuff in general. This is going to be pretty good for them. As you can see, is mostly positive as far as their views. I was asked to showcase this, so we are actually going to do that. It's already been out for a little while, so I just wanted to come in and tell you guys that it exists. And that if you're into the Final Fantasy Tactics and Triangle Strategy that just recently came out this year, you're definitely going to be into this one because it's pretty good, pretty fun, and worth the $20 in my opinion. So next up, obviously, when something Square happens, I got to talk about it. So Saga Emerald Beyond is actually available for damn near everything, and which is interesting. Every platform that you can possibly have it on. This is the RPG, one of those AAA types. Well, actually, no, this isn't AAA. I think it was AA, but one of those fields where it's kind of under where Final Fantasy would be, but it's gonna be a good story, and it's another Saga game. So you guys know Saga games usually have that good feel on them, and it reminds me a lot of Phantasy Star Online. It just looks like Phantasy Star. So hopefully this one is going to be lit and something for you to look forward to. And like I said, it's going to be on everything that you can possibly be on. It got the Switch, got the PS5, it got the Steam. No Xbox. That's weird. Why Xbox gotta be different? I mean, it's going to be on Steam though, so that's PC, but Anyway, it's going to be one of those games that you should look out for. So definitely keep it on your calendar, because it's going to be something hype next year that we definitely going to be able to get into. Next up on the mobile side, we have Slot Survival. Literally, it's you're playing slots and an RPG gacha type of game. It's different. I figured I would put it here, not something necessarily that I would play or put on the channel, but it is different. I actually wanted to shout it out so you guys could check it out. Dragon Fighter, this is obviously a RPG manager for you guys to get into. This is a thing. People ask me, you really playing RPG managers and city builders? I play Call of Dragons because it's badass. This is, and sometimes Age of Titan, but I'm kind of falling off Age of Titan. But those are the two best ones, so this is a contender. Legend of the Sword and Fairy. Now, this was originally a PC game. They're doing a lot of this in China, bringing over these games that are originally like PC games that were really popular and making them mobile games. And they have an audience. People are liking it. Now, this is the Scion version right now, but it is said that they're going to bring it global eventually. It's RPG Manager, but it's like a wuxia rather. So it's kind of like I guess there's a few games that it's like, but I can't remember it, and obviously it's not going to show it here. It's definitely along those lines of Romance of Three Kingdoms, but it's more so Moonlight Sword or Moonlight Blade rather. That's the proper one, Moonlight Blade. It's along those lines. Moonlight Blade actually has a subgenre for itself, by the way, in China, not over here. I don't even think we've seen the majority of the games that go over it. There was Last Blade, Hoodlum Blade, Sword of the. Actually, that game did come. Swordsman, and I actually played that game for a while. I just didn't cover it, but I played it for a while. I don't even know if it still exists right now. But if you type in Swordsman on my channel, it'll come up. But that is actually a subgenre of Moonlight Blade too. Mobile Suit Origin, which is it's not Gundam, but it has like all the Gundams in it. It's one of those cheesy like copy games, but they just literally took everything Gundam that you could possibly have. Said we gonna have all the characters in the game. The graphics and the way that the game looks is kind of cheesy, but it's kind of cool to have all the Gundams, and then you can like gacha summon and stuff like that. So that's why it's actually here. But for the most part, this is a copy game, so just take that for what it is. It might not even last for a week or two, so just come in, see if it's cool or not, and go about your business. Pixel Quest Rogue Legend. Now, there's a lot of these games that are being made, and the funny thing is these are all Unity games, because there is an engine on Unity that allows you to do this. Now you got to pay extra money to Unity to actually do these games, so all these types of games might go away because Unity is like, we ain't making money, and decide to start charging people. So I don't know how that's gonna work, but that's where all these games are coming from, by the way. Kingdom Heroes Tactics. I did show this before, but now this is available to everybody. Nobody likes it, apparently. But it is an RPG manager and a city builder. And if I remember correctly, with this thing on this last week, because I was supposed to talk about it last week and I kind of missed it. The thing on this is that UserJoy kind of practices some interesting type of gacha stuff where it's not false advertisement, but it's the type of advertisement where they're not clear on what's going on. And I see a lot of companies say, hey, you get 3,000 summons, but they don't tell you that you got to play for a month to get the 3,000 summons. You actually do get 3,000 summons, but you got to show up for a whole month of playtime. A lot of people don't like that. Even though it's true, it's kind of fudging and moving the bar a little bit. So yeah. Next up is Divine Descent. This is more of an RPG manager. Has a good gameplay on it with some movement, and I like the fact that you can actually move and attack. But there we go. This is another one out there for you guys. A 3.3 on the rating, 5K downloads. Not really known that well. It's been out for like 3 days, so we'll see how that goes for them. Dragon Blade, A Wrath of Fire, another one that just recently came out, another RPG manager. This one is more stiff, and more or less you're just pretty much going to be controlling and stuff like that. So, another one out there for you guys to just hop in, absorb all the content, 2 or 3 days, be OP level 300, uninstall. I know that sounds weird, but yeah. Dark and Light has this beta going on right now. People were weirded out for this in PC, but they brought it back again. And now you got the beta for Apple, beta for Android and PC for the download, which it was already on PC, so that might be the original server for the PC, but it's back. Maybe it'll get more people because of being on mobile. We'll see. Captain Tsubasa. Now, this is the SEA version of this, but I know like a lot of people get kind of like upset because especially happened with Final Fantasy where, and I have to say this, I have to pause myself a little bit right now because I see a lot of people don't understand. And then you have people making videos talking about stuff who doesn't really understand how it works. And I keep explaining it, and I keep seeing the same misinformation happen. See, like this right now, I'm gonna give you a classic example. What's happening with me right now, the reason why that is gray right now is because the United States is blocking this game. Not the game itself. Not like, let me point out, my region right now is blocking this game on Google Play. And a region can actually do that. They can say, hey, we don't want them. And I'm talking about region. I'm literally talking about like providers, connection, companies, and everything else. That's the reason why this is grayed out. Now, if I find the global version, it won't be grayed out. Like it'll be green and everything else like that. And that can actually happen. A region could say, no, we don't want people connecting over here. We don't want people coming in. We don't want, they might be actively trying to VPN. That, you know, when you, a lot of people don't understand this too. When you VPN somewhere, you're technically breaking a law. They don't enforce the law, but you're technically breaking the law because you're not supposed to be on another country's internet connection. Which is why you see most of the VPNs like mask your identity and everything else like that. The reason why they do that is to protect you from that law. Why would you have to mask your identity on another? You guys never thought of that originally, or why would you have to mask your identity on that? It's not that. It's not for the hackers, because people think it's for hackers. It's to protect you because you're not supposed to be on another country's network like that. There's literally laws that nobody enforces it hardly until somebody does something stupid. And then I'll give you guys a heads up on this as well. Don't think because you're using something like NordVPN that you can do something illegal or like just do something depraved to like whatever type of porn you pick and think that you just like you're fine because you're doing it on that. If a country or a government or a local agency decides to prosecute you, they will come to that company and say, hey, he did something illegal. We need to see those logs. And they will give it up. You are not immune to that just because you're on NordVPN with it. Like, oh, I'm cool. I could just do whatever depraved and say what depraved or look at whatever depraved I want. No, you're not. It's not how that works. Okay, not how that works. So just pointing it out, and that's how this is actually working. So kind of like with the Final Fantasy Era Crisis thing going on, they thinking that Square blocked them. Square didn't do that. They didn't do that. They even said they didn't do that. It's whatever country you are from, SEA, that blocked that. That said, Square, you need to make a SEA server. And Square is like, F you, we global. We ain't making no SEA server. That costs money. That's where the problem is coming in at. So what people have to do, and whatever country that you're in, it's a hassle. You have to go to that country and you have to talk to Google Play and say, why are you blocking? Stop blocking. We want to play this game. But people don't know to actually do that, so it just never gets unblocked. And Square is just never going to make a SEA server because they never make SEA servers. Ever. They have never done that. It's just that sometimes their games aren't blocked, but Final Fantasy in general is a very polarizing game, and it touches on religion that certain cultures don't like. And change and has like certain types of things, and like there's like the planet and everything else like that. Certain cultures don't like that either, so that's why Final Fantasy gets blocked in certain countries because they don't like that stuff. And Square isn't going to help you because it's not their problem. Because they're just not going to make a SEA server. And unless the people of that individual country get together and get on their government, their providers and everything else like that and say, hey, we want to play this game, it's just never going to change. It's just always going to end up blocked. So, yeah. So this is Altario Rosaria. It just changes that to a WrestleMania, but it's really Rosaria. This is another Altaria game. And I do apologize for that. I had to explain that because that's some misinformation. People always say, we're blocking us. And then it's not actually the company. It's where you're from that's blocking. So Tribal Rise right here. Pretty good. Another city builder. Actually, a really cool graphical city builder. Like, I really like the graphics in this game. I'm not, like, obviously I'm not going to go out my way to get to a city builder, but, you know, it's actually pretty cool. It's more of Indian tribe types, as you guys can see. And kind of cool. So coming in, last but certainly not least, we have the One Punch Man, which this is interesting. I get this. How about no? We're going to have the One Punch Man with the One Piece engine before One Piece. I'm so... I don't understand. Like, dude, the One Piece IP just don't want money. That game, if that game was global, it would be a global phenomenon. It'd be just like Dragon Ball. They would just be printing money every month. I don't get it. I've even said something in Chinese towards the company, and they said they were looking into it on Bilibili. Like, I actually went out my way to talk directly to them during the update. And they said we're looking toward. This was like a year ago on Bilibili, and nothing's happened since then. So obviously they ain't looking that hard. And it could have just been some rep just talking. It was their account, but we probably won't see that anytime soon. It'll probably just show up one day out of nowhere, and ain't nobody gonna care. One Piece will be over probably. Like, it makes no sense that we're getting One Punch Man with that engine before One Piece. It's weird. But they're going to have Tornado out here. They're going to have Blizzard. They're going to be thick. And we're going to be playing with them. That's just, it sounds bad, but you know what I mean. It's going to be good combat. We're going to have some fun. Hopefully they won't flag like crazy, because whatever reason they flag like crazy on One Punch Man, I'm probably going to have to silence everything. But yeah, it is what it is. So as far as the big change that's going to be coming up on the channel, can't I actually, oh no, it might actually, let's do this. Is it playing cinema or is it playing in-game? No. Yeah, it's playing in-game. So the weird thing is that, so I ended up getting my contract back with my ad agency, and the interesting thing is that it's basically because I was gonna win, because I was actually suing to get my money back for the contract, because I signed the contract and you can't they were basically violating their own contract and upset because I didn't want to do idle games anymore, and their content was idle games are basically like a large majority of the content out there. Now I could talk about it now because the whole legal proceeding is over, but so I have all of that back now. I'm still not doing that, by the way, but now there's a change. Companies, when companies found out I wasn't doing it anymore, first of all, they was like, what the hell? Like, he was covering our games. What the hell you mean you was like? So they were upset basically at the ad agency because I wasn't covering the stuff anymore, and because I wasn't covering anymore, and then nobody else was either. Which is why I keep continuing to say people just copy me so hard and dick ride my channel so hard, even though people get mad that I say that. It's the truth, because when I don't cover those games, nobody else does it either. Like, when I do it, then magically, or like, hey guys, I found this game. Like 2 or 3 days later, because I did it. It happened so much that I literally got a job for that to influence it. Literally, that's the irony of it, that I literally got a bag basically because I influenced that much people, and they want creators to actually do that. And I've been saying it the whole time, that like, okay, y'all can dick ride if you want to, but you just help me get paid. And And it's not even shade. That's the truth and the reality of the situation, that they want people to copy me, which is why they say, hey, you know what? If they're going to copy, if they're going to dick ride that much, then let's make a benefit out of it. And I literally was moving the gacha industry and community, like, because when I would do the video, people would see it and then say, people come and play it. And the funny thing is that people get mad at me for saying that. I'm just telling you the truth. I'm telling you what's happening in motion. I'm not like one of the people just do stuff and they're like, well, how does this happen? How does that happen? I'm just saying it in motion about what's actually happening. And even now, and the reason why they want me to come back and actually do it is because nobody's actually doing any of the content, because I'm not doing any of the content. I was like, I'm done, I'm out, I'm gonna go do something else. And so they was like, hey, the companies don't like that. And we're talking about gacha in general, not on PC, because PC is a different type of thing. Like, the companies don't like that because it's not getting any coverage and stuff like this, and they at least want somebody to actually give coverage. And I'm still not doing that. Like, I'm still like, I was like, no, if they're gonna just keep making crap games, we're not gonna just to cover it, nothing like that. So the change in all of that is now. And what they actually initially saw, this is while I was gone, because I had already been fired basically from it. So I didn't know any of this was going on the past couple of months. They said, well, he's doing this HypeWatch. Can we just get him to do everything in HypeWatch? Which is what I've been doing the entire time, but now I'm sponsored to do it all in HypeWatch. So even though I don't actually cover the games weekly and stuff like this, all of it is going to be in HypeWatch now. Like, based off of what companies actually act. So the entirety of HypeWatch basically is where the bag is, like getting the bag and everything else. So HypeWatch is super sponsored right now, to the point where I literally have to every single HypeWatch from this point forward, I have to actually put this is a sponsored video now, because it is, like, literally it is. This is where all of those games, whether it be good, bad, and ugly, is. I'm just going to mention it and show you guys. It'll be up to you guys to actually click it. They prefer that now over than me actually doing the video, which I understand why they prefer me to do it this way and not do the video, because you know why? Because I don't lie in the videos. I literally come and say, why the hell y'all making this game? So they're trying to avoid me saying that, even though I'm still going to say it at HypeWatch. They prefer me actually doing this on HypeWatch. Y'all not getting away. This is me talking to the companies. If your game is dumb, and like, I'm still going to say it. Like, I think y'all slick, because now you're not getting a 10-minute video of me saying your game is trash. I'm still going to say it's trash if it's trash, even if it's only like 2 seconds. I'm gonna say it's trash. So don't think that you're getting away with it. You just because you got me doing it over here on HypeWatch. Nah. Y'all little slick devs. I think y'all funny. Even if it's 1 minute from me talking about it over here, I'm still going to say it's garbage. So just make good games. Like, you're not avoiding anything. Just make good games. That's all, as a community. That's all the community wants from you. Even if you're going to have an idle game, do something different. Make it cool. Make it so that we like go on epic adventures. Like, look up Ooh La La. Do stuff like that. Y'all want to copy something, copy that. And then make it better. That's all they're going to do. And that Ooh La La probably, to make that game probably cost them like $500 to $1,000. You mean to tell me y'all can't copy that with a $500 to $1,000 investment and make a better game? No, y'all can do better than that. So don't expect me to save y'all. I'm not going to save y'all. I'm going to showcase the game a little bit, but I'm not going to save you. It's bad. Just putting it out there. So that is all I got for you guys right now. I hope you guys enjoyed this, and that's what's going on going forward right now. And like karma is a funny thing, because I'm an old school creator, and literally I've been a content creator for 15 years. I've been a YouTuber for 10, but I've actually been a content creator for 15 years because I was a content creator from Mugen. A lot of people know that. Like, we going old school, yo. And I made the Silent Storm character and like you can still find it on Mugen. Like damn, it might be 18 to 20 years old right now. Like the beginning of when people were saying content creation. So that's how long I've been doing this. Almost damn near 2 decades, yo. 2 decades of my life content creation. I just wasn't a YouTuber until 10 years ago because that was like really a thing back then. I was like, oh, you know what? Maybe I could be a content creator. That's officially what happened. But as far as like doing content on the internet, when I was just randomly like making videos back when we were doing stuff on Game Facts and what was the other one? It was Game Facts and GeoCities. I had a GeoCity. Who had a GeoCity site? Y'all, some of y'all probably wasn't even born for a GeoCity site. Like we doing stuff back then. Like man, like it's been a long time. My actual gaming life is 40 years old. That's how long I've been gaming. And since my mom bought me an Atari 2600, and I was playing ET and hated it. I hated ET as like a 3-4 year old. I hated ET. Then there was Jungle Hunt. No, Pitfall Harry, and then Frogger, Pac-Man, Enduro. Who remembers Enduro? Yo, my brain just popped even remembering that. Enduro was toxic. That was the first racing game I ever played. Look up Enduro. Endur. I think it was Enduro. Oh my god, Enduro was so toxic on Atari. And then Vectrix, other type of games. Remember the football game of Vectrix? The football game of Vectrix was amazing. Minesweeper and all that type of stuff. See, we going too far. I'm going too far down the hole. Y'all gonna be like, damn, son, what you like 80? Nah, just 40. Anyway, I'll catch you guys next video. See you soon, and I hope you enjoyed this because we actually got super personal in this, and I told y'all some history right there, boy. Peace.